कोभिड-19 को महामारीले गर्दा पठन पाठनमा भएको असहज परिस्थितिमा पनि रीड नेपाल र कालिका मानवज्ञान मावि बुटवलद्वारा उत्पादित यो कार्यक्रम ग्रीन तारा नेपाल, फेडो नेपाल र रीड नेपालबाट संयुक्त रूपमा सञ्चालित स्ट्रङ गर्ल्स प्रोजेक्टको एक अंश हो। यस करोडा जर्मनी तथा जर्मन सरकार BMZ को आर्थिक सहयोग रहेको छ। स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ।
Hello, Namaskar, and a very good afternoon to everyone, those who are watching Lumini Television. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to the virtual classroom of grade 7 English. As usual, I want you to get ready, take out your copy and then one pen, and whatever we discuss in today's class, please write it down in your copy because that would be beneficial for you. All right. So, in today's class, we will be discussing question tag, and that is one of the essential part, or let us say one of the very much important topic in English. Not only at this level, but also in various levels, this question tag, this topic question tag is very much important, and from this topic at least one question you will definitely see in your question paper. Okay. So, whatever class, whatever topic we discuss in this virtual classroom, those topics are really very important from examination perspective. So, I want you to focus very well, please concentrate. Okay. So, and at the same time please follow us. Okay. So, yes, the topic is question tag. Okay. So, today we will be dealing with some rules and regulations regarding question tag. All right. So, my dear students, the main objective of today's classroom, main objective is at the end of this lesson, you see, at the end of this lesson, or let us say this class, at the end of this class, students will be able to locate, okay, to locate, or let us say to find out, to locate or to find out appropriate tag, that means suitable tag, okay, appropriate tag for three different kinds of sentences. Okay, for let us write different sentences, they are positive sentence. Okay, they are positive sentence. It is also known as assertive sentence, or simply a statement. Okay, positive statement, negative, and then imperative. So, our today's class main concern is this one. At the end of this lesson, okay, on completion of this lesson, students will be able to locate, or let us say find out appropriate tag. Okay, you will be able to find out appropriate tag for different kind of sentences. Those different kinds of sentences are, you see, positive sentence. It is also known as assertive sentence, negative sentence you have done before also, positive sentence also you have done before, and next one is imperative sentence. So, these are basically types of sentences, you know, you have done these types of sentences in your other classes also. Okay. So, those knowledge we will be exploring in today's class. All right. So, let us begin. First of all, what do you think what question tag is? Can you build up some idea? Can you brainstorm? What do you mean by question tag? What is question tag? First of all, what is question tag? Okay, what is question tag? So, for your kind information, it is also a kind of question. Okay, question tag is also a kind of question. There are various kinds of question that we use in English in our daily uses. Similarly, question tag is one of them. Okay, question tag is a kind of question which is asked at the end of the statement. Okay, which is asked at the end of the statement. I will give you example also. From example, you will be more clear about this. So, first of all, question tag means, question tag is a kind of question. Question tag is a kind of question. It is a kind of a type of question that is asked. Question tag is a kind of question that is asked at the end of the statement. That is asked at the end of the statement for agreement. You see, for agreement, either you will agree to that statement, that very statement, for agreement, or for confirmation. You see, question tag is a kind of question that is asked at the end of the statement, for agreement or for confirmation, for the purpose of confirmation, to confirm something what the speaker is saying, to confirm that particular thing or to agree with that point of view, we ask question tag, and it appears at the end of the statement. Okay, that is why it is also known as tail question. That is why question tag is also known as tail question, or they are very short question. Question tags are also known as tail questions, or they are also known as very short questions. Okay, those are alternative names of question tag. Okay, now let us move to the example now, example section. So, please note it down. Okay, one more time, you see what is question tag. Question tag is a kind of question that is asked at the end of the statement for the purpose of agreement or confirmation, to agree with that point of view or to confirm something what that statement is intending to deliver. Okay, for that purpose we use question tag, and it is also known as tail question, or they are also known as very short questions in English. They are generally asked at the end of the statement. Okay, so we will move to the examples now, and then we will generalize some other things also. I hope you have written all these things. Now let us move to the examples. We will discuss some examples, some very specific particular kind of examples we will discuss in today's class. Okay, so yes, so as I have mentioned you, it is asked at the end of the statement. Here I will prove you. You see, for example, Sam is a doctor. Sam is a doctor. So, in this way question will come in examination. Okay, this is a statement. We all know that this is a statement. What kind of a statement? This is a positive statement, right? This is a positive statement. This is an assertive sentence. This is a positive statement. All right. So, this is a positive statement, and as you can see, there is one auxiliary verb is, right? There is one auxiliary verb is auxiliary verb. Is auxiliary verb, and except this thing, Sam is subject and this one is object. So, among 24 auxiliary verbs that we discuss in English, among 24 auxiliary verb is one, right? If there is auxiliary verb present in any sentence, okay, in case of question tag, if there is any of those 24 auxiliary verbs present in any statement in case of question tag, then it becomes easy for you. Okay, why I am saying so? Because same auxiliary verb goes to the end, or let us say same auxiliary verb goes to the tag. All right, Same auxiliary verb, whichever auxiliary verb is used in sentence. There are 24 auxiliary verb. I will list it out also after a while. Okay, there are 24 auxiliary verb. Among those 24 auxiliary verb, is one. If there is auxiliary verb present in any statement, that very auxiliary verb goes to the tag. All right. So your tag is. All right. All of you concentrate. Okay. Sam is a doctor. There is auxiliary verb is. That is why same auxiliary verb we wrote here is on the tag. Okay. After that, you see, very carefully you see, is this sentence negative or positive? Please find out. Okay. Find out whether this sentence is negative or positive. We have already told that this one is positive sentence, right? This one is positive sentence. If your sentence is positive, tag becomes negative. One more time, if your sentence is positive, tag becomes negative, and vice versa. Vice versa means just opposite. Are you getting my point? I mean to say is if your statement is positive, your tag becomes negative. If your statement is negative, your tag becomes positive. Okay, this is the rule of question tag. All right, this is the rule of question tag. You see, the statement Sam is a doctor, this one is positive statement. How can you say that? Because there is no not. There is no not inserted in this sentence. There is no not. There is no not, and there is no any negative words also. Negative words means hardly, barely, nothing, seldom. These kinds of words are called negative words. In this statement, there is no negative words at all, and there is no not present in this statement. Therefore, this statement is positive statement. If your sentence is positive, tag becomes negative. So, to make your tag negative, you must add not. But in contraction form. You cannot write not here, not here on the tag. Okay, you must use contraction form. Contraction form means short form. Are you getting my point? So is came from the statement only. Same auxiliary verb is went here, and then because your statement is positive, that is why we are going to make our tag negative. All right, that is why not. I mean anti not in full form but in short form. Okay. After that, let's see. Sam, your subject is Sam, right? Your subject is Sam. So Sam means noun. Parts of speech wise, Sam is noun, right? It's a noun. So better you change noun into pronoun whenever you are using that very subject on the tag. For example, Sam is noun, and Sam is a person's name, somebody's name. Sam means boy's name. Therefore you can use pronoun version, that is he. Isn't he? Sam is a doctor. Statement, tag is isn't he. So in this way we find out the appropriate kind of question tag. What if this sentence was negative? Now like this: Sam is not a doctor. Sam is not a doctor. Now you see, there is not present. In previous sentence there was not. Okay, there was no not at all. But in this sentence, in this statement, there is not. If your statement is negative, now this statement is negative, right? This statement is negative. So if your statement is negative, your tag becomes positive. That is he. Okay, Sam is not a doctor. Your tag is he. Are you getting my point? Okay, now let us generalize some rules for question tag. Number one, you can see two parts. You see, two parts. This is one part. This is next part. Two parts. Statement and tag. Statements and tag. Rule number one. You can write down also. Statement and statement, sentence, statement and tag. Tag are separated with the help of comma. You can see comma here. So, statement and tag are separated with the help of comma. Your rule number first. Statement and tag are separated with the help of comma. This one is comma, okay? Comma, C-O-M-M-A, comma, comma. You see? First rule. Second rule, in tag, you must use small letters. In tag, you must use small letters. You can't use capital letters over here. You can't use capital letters over here. Okay? You must use small letters. You must use small letters in question tag. You can't use capital letters. That's your next formula. Similarly, next formula is not. Not. Not is written in contraction form. Not is written in contraction form in question tag. Not is written in contraction form in question tag. You see, contraction form. Contraction form means short form. Short form. If your statement is positive, at that time we use not in our question tag. At that time, not should be written in contraction form. You can't write not, not full form, full version in your question tag. All right? Are you getting my point? You can write it down. Okay? It will help you. And next rule is you must add question mark. You must add question mark at the last. You must add question mark at the last. Question mark, see, question mark, because this is also a kind of question. That's why question mark is compulsory in any kind of question. In any sort of question mark is compulsory. That is the basic rule that we use in case of questions. Okay, these are some generalization we did after these two examples. You know, these are some generalization, these are some rules and regulations that we follow in question tag, in case of question tag. All right. So, we will move to the towards slide now, all of you. Let's see slide. First of all, you should have the clear concept regarding auxiliary verbs and main verbs. So, these are some auxiliary verbs that we follow in English. Still this time we say that there are 24 auxiliary verbs in English, but in case of if you see on internet, you will find 23 auxiliary verb nowadays. Although we follow that traditional pattern, okay, we still say that there are 24 auxiliary verb in English. Those auxiliary verbs are is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, need to, ought to, dare to, and had to. Right? You have done this before also. And in case of question tag, we need auxiliary verbs also, and they are also known as helping verbs because they help other main verb present in the sentence. Okay. After this, we will discuss about main verbs. In our next slide, we will discuss main verb, and main verbs are also known as principal verbs because they are main in sentence. Okay. Main verb, principal verb is present in the main clause. Normally, it is present in main clause, and it is the head of the verb phrase. Okay. You can see some examples there. Red alphabets are main verbs. You see, I have finished my work. Have is one of the auxiliary verb, and finished is main verb. Okay. Finished is main verb in first example. Similarly, in second example, you see she likes my work. There is no auxiliary verb, but there is main verb, because in a sentence, to be a meaningful sentence, there must be a main verb present in any kind of sentence. Then only a sentence become logical. Okay. Then only a sentence becomes sensible. All right. So, similarly, they play football. Play is the main verb there. They play football. Main verb means the verb which does some kind of action, that is called main verb. There are unlimited number of main verbs in English, but there are limited auxiliary verb in English. There are only 24 auxiliary verbs, but main verbs are several in English. Hundreds of main verbs are there. Whatever verb shows some kind of action, that is called main verb. Okay. So, after this, let us see in our next slide about question tag one more time. One more time we will see question tag. You see, a question tag is a grammatical structure in which declarative sentence, declarative sentence means sentence which pass on information, okay, that is also known as assertive sentence, positive sentence, negative sentence, they are known as declarative sentence, okay, or an imperative sentence, we will discuss about that also. Imperative sentence means the sentence which starts with main verb, principal verb, okay, sentence which starts with the main verb, they are known as imperative sentence. For example, get out, open your book, read aloud, these kinds of sentences are known as imperative sentence, sentence which lack subject, which start with main verb, alright. Yes, or an imperative sentence, sentence which start with main verb, that means is turned into a question by the addition of an interrogative fragment, that is what we call tag here. That interrogative fragment is called tag here, okay. Next point, you see, question tags are asked when asking for agreement or confirmation. As I have mentioned to you earlier also, we ask question tag, okay, when we seek some kind of agreement or confirmation, at that time we ask question tag, alright. So, some examples, some more examples we will see in our next slide. Let us see next slide now. You see, there is one example, as you can see. In that very example, you can see there is one statement, that is Prasun is a teacher, that is a statement, and the tag is isn't he, because there is also auxiliary verb is present in that sentence, and the sentence is positive, that is why not is used. Prasun is a boy, that is why pronoun is he, okay. From this statement, from this example, we can generalize following rules. They are, there should be comma to distinguish statement and tag. Comma separates two parts, okay, statements and tag. With the help of comma, we separate two parts, statement, one is a statement, that is person is a teacher, and then tag is isn't he. In the middle part of those two, statement and tag, there is one comma used, and with the help of that comma, statement and tag is separated, right. Next rule, you see, auxiliary verb always written in small letters on tag. You can see is there, you can see is on tag side, you see tag side, is written in small letter. Do not capitalize your auxiliary verb in tag, okay. Do not ever capitalize your auxiliary verb in tag. We always use small letters, small auxiliary verb, or let us say small letters in case of auxiliary verb in question tag, alright. If the statement is positive, tag becomes negative. Statement was positive, that statement is positive, you see, Prasun is a teacher is a positive statement, that is why tag is negative, there is not used, yes, of course in contraction form, but not is used there, and vice versa means just opposite. If I say Prasun is not a teacher, at that time your tag will be what, can you guess? Is he, right, is he, because this time your statement was negative, there is use of not, okay. If your statement is positive, your tag becomes negative, if your statement is negative, your tag becomes positive, okay. Be clear, this one is also a basic formula, the basic rule of question tag. Similarly, next one is not is always written in contraction form on tag, not is always written in contraction form on tag, okay. You cannot write not in tag. Next rule, noun of the subject is converted into pronoun, noun of the subject is converted into pronoun. If nouns are used in a statement, at that time we convert that very noun into pronoun in question tag, okay. Likewise, question mark is compulsory at the end of the tag, so you must use question mark at the end. Do not forget to use question mark at the end. These are some rules, we generalize these rules, okay, on this board also, and you can see those rules on the slide also. And after this, there are some examples in our next slide. There are some examples, you can see positive and negative in tag, how we use positive tag and how we use negative tag. For example, Rahul is not a teacher, there is use of not. See, watch very carefully, okay, there is not, you see Rahul is not a teacher, there is use of not, and there is auxiliary verb is also. That is why if there is auxiliary verb, it becomes quite easy for us, because same auxiliary verb goes on the tag. That is why is he. Why is he? Why positive tag? Because statement is negative, that is why, alright, because statement is negative, When your statement is negative, at that time your tag becomes positive. Similarly, next, Sushil was a doctor. Was is also auxiliary verb, right? So, same was goes on the tag, was, and then the statement is positive, you can see. Sushil was a doctor, there is no negative words at all, there is no not. That is why statement is positive. If statement is positive, tag becomes negative. And now, wasn't he, again Sushil means boy, that is why he, okay. Next example, similar kind of example you can see, Sushil was not a doctor, and now this time there is use of not. That means your sentence is negative, right? If your sentence is negative, tag becomes positive, that is why was he, tag is was he. Similarly, one more example is there, Prasun has eaten an apple. There are both kinds of verb, you see, has is auxiliary verb, eaten, eat is main verb. Auxiliary verb is also there and main verb is also there. So, in such case, we go after auxiliary verb, okay, we go after auxiliary verb in such case. That is why hasn't he, statement is positive, that is why hasn't he. If there is auxiliary verb in a sentence and a main verb in a sentence, in a same sentence, at that time be careful, we always go after auxiliary verb, as you can see on that example also. Now, what if there is no auxiliary verb in a sentence, if there is only main verb in a sentence, in that case what shall we do? All of you see on the board now. If there is main verb only, you can see Pooja works hard. Pooja works hard. In this statement, there is no auxiliary verb, as you can see. So, you know auxiliary verb now. There are only 24 auxiliary verb. Among those 24 auxiliary verb, work is not the one. That means work is not an auxiliary verb, right? Work is not an auxiliary verb. In this sentence, there is no auxiliary verb at all. We can create sentence without auxiliary verb also, but my dear students, we cannot create sentence without main verb, okay. Get this thing into your mind. We can create sentence without auxiliary verb also, because they only assist main verb, they only help main verb, okay. But we cannot create any sentence without main verb, alright. Sometime we can create without main verb also, but in that case also auxiliary verb might play as a main verb. We will discuss that later on. You see, there is no auxiliary verb at all. So, what to do in such case? If there is no auxiliary verb in a sentence, how can we find out the appropriate kind of tag? There is one basic formula, and that formula is this one. You see, if your main verb is verb 5, if your main verb is verb 5 means with suffix es or es, right, with suffix es or es, like this, there is suffix es. If your main verb is verb 5, at that time we use does. All of you focus, okay, in case of main verb, if your verb is verb 1, at that time we use do, okay. If your main verb is verb 2, at that time we use did. We follow this formula. This is known as do verb, do verbs. So, in this example there is verb 5, because singular subject always takes verb 5. From that also we can understand this. And next one, there is suffix es, that means this one is verb 5. So, if there is verb 5 in a statement, we have to choose does. Now, your tag becomes does, okay, does. And then you see again one more time, statement, whether this statement is positive or negative, find out. Of course, positive, there is no not. If your statement is positive, at that time we use, our tag becomes negative, does not. And subject is Pooja means girl, that is why does not see, doesn't see. If there is verb 5, we use does. If there is verb 5, we use does. If there was verb 2 like this, Pooja worked hard. Now there is verb 2, worked, suffix ed is here, that is why this one is verb 2, right. Verb 2, past verb of work, worked means past verb of work. So, if there is verb 2, then we have to go after did, your tag becomes like this, did, because there is verb 2, okay. Just because there is verb 2, your tag became did here. After that, find out the sentence is positive or negative, positive one more time. So, if your sentence is positive, use not here, didn't, and again subject is she, didn't see. Pooja worked hard, didn't see is the tag. And verb 1, for example, you see, they work hard. Now, next kind of formula, next kind of tag, you see, they, subject is they, work hard. Now, this one is verb 1, because they is plural subject, plural subject always take verb 1, work is verb 1, okay. If there is verb 1 in a statement, at that time we use do, so the tag becomes do, and again statement is positive, that is why not, and then subject, they is pronoun itself, that is why they, don't they. So, in this way we use question tag, in this way we provide appropriate kind of question tag in various kinds of sentences, okay. Whenever if there is no auxiliary verb in a sentence, at that time be careful, we always use do forms like this. If there is verb 5, we use does, if there is verb 1, we use do, if there is verb 2, we use did, alright. Okay. So, now let us get into some more examples regarding question tag, some exceptional kind of examples we will discuss now, and those exceptional kind of examples are, let us see, all of you see. So, we discussed some question statements and then question tag. What if imperative sentence comes as an question tag, like you see, open your mouth, what's the tag? Open your mouth. Get out, imperative sentences. Open means main verb, right, main verb. Get means again main verb. Sentence which start with main verb, they are known as imperative sentences, okay. So, in such, if there are some these kinds of imperative sentences, what will be the tag? Can you guess? That is right, we always use will you. Whether your imperative sentence is positive or negative, we always use will you in case of imperative sentence, okay. In case of imperative sentence, we always use will you. Similarly, there is one more condition to use will you, and that is, let us play football. Let us, all of you concentrate here, let us play football, okay. They are separate, let and us are separate, let us play football. In such case also we use will you. Remember, okay, remember. That means, now you can generalize formula. If there are imperative sentences, or if there is let and then us separately, at that time your tag becomes will you. Okay. But if there is apostrophe s like this, let's play football. If there is apostrophe s, like this, then in such case we use shall we. As a matter of fact, we use tag shall we in only one condition, and this is the condition if there is apostrophe s. If there is apostrophe s, we always use shall we in our tag. You see, there is apostrophe s. No apostrophe s means will you. With imperative sentences, will you, but with apostrophe s, we always use shall we. Are you getting my point? If there is apostrophe s, that means shall we. Okay. So, one more time, let us move to our slide now. We will discuss some more examples there. Okay. Yes, some examples with main verb. You see, she plays football. Plays is verb 5, that is why doesn't she. Similarly, Hari played football. Played is verb 2, right? That is why did. They play football. Play is verb 1 without any suffix. That is why don't they. There are some more examples in our next slide. You see, now exceptional cases, okay, with imperative sentences. With imperative sentences, we always use tag will you. Remember this thing. Like open the door is one of the example of imperative sentence. So, we used will you. We also use tag will you with a sentence that begin with let or let us. Some examples are there. You see, let him do his work. Will you? Tag is will you. Let us play cricket. Again tag is will you. That means, if a sentence begin with let or if a sentence is imperative sentence, at that time we always use will you. Alright. Similarly, in our next slide we are going to discuss some more things, and they are you see, but if there is apostrophe s, all of you be careful on apostrophe s, then we always use shall we. For example, let us play football, shall we? Let us go to Butwal, shall we? Let us labor hard, shall we? So, this is the only condition where we use shall we. Okay. Except this thing we will discuss more in our next slide. Some more examples are there in our next slide. Yes, with is and has. While pronouncing, you can notice this thing, but in written form sometimes you might confuse. Pooja is reading, that is why tag is isn't she. She is a painter, that is why tag is isn't she. Okay, you see very carefully, apostrophe s, sometimes it becomes is, sometimes it becomes has. Conditions are there. It is solved by the expert, isn't it? But in downside, you see below condition where is becomes, where apostrophe s becomes has, like she has written a story. There is verb 3, written. That is why this is not is, okay, this is has. That is why tag is hasn't she. Has is one of the auxiliary verb. Similarly, she has been reading a story, hasn't she? Sita has a pen, but this one has is not used as auxiliary verb, but it is main verb. That is why doesn't she. That is why doesn't she. Okay, has is verb 5. Has is used as verb 5 in last statement. So, some more specific cases in our next slide. Let us see. Yes, now would and had. I would go to Japan, first example. Tag is wouldn't I, because would is one of the auxiliary verbs. He would rather. With rather, it always becomes would. Okay. With better, it becomes had. Do not get confused here. He would rather go to Japan. Tag is wouldn't he. They would have caught, wouldn't they? Similarly, they had written a story. With verb 3, it becomes had now. That is why tag is hadn't he. They had been doing their homework. Tag is hadn't they. With been also, it becomes had. Okay. She had a new mobile. Now, this one is had is used as main verb here. What kind of main verb? Past kind of main verb. Okay. That is why didn't she. One more. I had better go. Hadn't I. Okay. There are some more rules in our next slide. Yes, you can see about has, have and had. Ram has written a story. It's very simple. Hasn't he is the tag. They have written a story. Haven't they? She had written a story. Hadn't she? Ram has to write a story. Now, this time doesn't he, because we are giving much more importance to has, that is why. They have to write a story, don't they? She had to write a story, didn't she? Amrit has a pen, doesn't she? Because has is used as main verb there. They have nice clothes, don't they? Again have is used as verb 1. They had a huge bag, didn't see, because had is used as main verb here also. Okay. In our next slide, yes, now some specific subjects you see, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, everyone, everybody, no one, nobody, always take pronoun they in question tag. Thing, if thing comes like something, anything, everything, nothing, your subject, your pronoun will be it on your tag. Okay. All right. So, yes, this is your home assignment. You can write down, Hari is singing a song. They have prepared their meal. Someone is working in the field. Let's play football. Let us read out loud. Open your mouth. Shreya writes a novel. You had better solve that problem. You had rather quit your job. You can write down, these are your home assignment. Okay. These are your home assignment. All right, my dear students, in today's classroom we discussed about question tag. I hope this knowledge, this formula, these rules and regulations will help you out in your upcoming classes, and please follow those rules and regulations whenever you are about to solve question tag, and we will discuss more perhaps in our next class. All of you stay safe, and this is it for today's class. I will see you next week with yet another grammatical topic. All of you, see you, take care, bye bye.